Practice makes perfect. I also want to learn how to do magic. Because skills that you can do by yourself are really entertaining. All right, I'm scared, guys. I didn't do vocal exercises or anything, so.
Get the boom mic.
All right, did you guys already see the baby rattlers and the man-eating chicken?
No.
No? Well, come on and see. You guys already got a little good peek. Well, watch your fingers, guys. Now, these guys may look harmless, but they are poisonous, so just watch your fingers and get a good look. I did grow these bad boys myself, so hopefully they are adorable.
Who wants to start?
Don't eat my baby rattlers. But I do have a man-eating chicken right over here, guys. Now, this guy may look pretty crazy, but he's actually really hungry. Now, let me check real quick for you. Oh, my gosh, he's starving. Give it a good look. Does anybody have any extra fingers to give him? He likes that finger-licking good stuff, you know? That is my man-eating chicken. Yum, yum. If you guys like that, then you're going to like the rest of the tour. My name is Alex. I'm going to be your tour guide for this afternoon. If you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, don't be afraid to ask me. If I have an answer, I'll give it to you guys. And if I don't, I'll give you whatever comes to the top of my head. Now we're going to go inside this tunnel. And on the outside of the tunnel to your right, there will be a little gray X. That's where you guys are going to stand, okay? And I should warn you guys, we do have ghosts, but some of them are nice. Hopefully the nice ghost will hold the door open for you guys. And sure enough, there he goes. Don't go inside the house yet, you guys. And I should tell y'all, I did lose a couple of people in a different tour, but don't worry, it doesn't usually happen. You guys are probably going to be fine. We're going into a new dimension. This is the Twilight Zone. I want you guys to see the magic out here. Now, you guys did go in a little bit and got to experience a little bit of the journey that we are about to experience. I'll tell you just right now. Now, this house was made by a man named Harry Dover. And when Harry was alive, he used to work at the Silver King mine on top of the Calico Hill. You guys might have saw the word Calico when you drove in today. And while he was up there looking for his silver, there was a giant earthquake. And the walls and everything started shaking around him. And the music started escalating. And it got really crazy until there was a giant cave-in on top of him. But don't worry, guys. He actually made it out alive and okay. The only thing that he lost was his left leg. But luckily enough, he was all right. But after a while, he couldn't keep his balance forever. He actually made himself a new leg out of some driftwood that he found. But this new peg leg still left him a little unbalanced. But don't worry, that is why he made his house tilted, so he can stand tall and straight, just like that. But then his boss, Mr. John C. King, came down from his hill and he said, "Hey, Harry, when are you going to come back to work?" So Harry said, "I'm going to fill this bucket with water, and I'm going to pour this water into this trough. Now, if the water stays inside the trough, then I guess I'll go back to work. But if it goes back inside my bucket of water, I get to stay home. So what do you guys think? Is it going to stay in the trough or go back in the bucket?"
Go back in the bucket.
Back in the bucket? You think it's going to stay in the trough? Yeah. All right, well, I'm going to pour it just like Harry would. Now back up, guys. I don't want you to be in the splash zone. And sure enough, just like that, Harry never had to work another day in his life. But since he didn't have to work anymore, he actually needed some kind of income so he could buy his food and water. Oh, it's just okay. Don't worry about the bees. But Harry did like to do a lot of gambling. He liked to gamble so much that he made a gambling room inside his house. And if you all follow me, I will show you that gambling room. Now, please watch your step. Please stand behind the rails. And I find it easier to do a crab walk throughout the house. You think your friend had a game like this?
Yeah. No.
A pool table? It's a ramp. And we're going to all experience the ramp in just a couple seconds. So that one right there is Harry Dover. Now, some people thought he was pretty crooked. You'll probably find out why. But I actually thought he was pretty hairy, personally. But right next to him is his beautiful wife, Eileen Dover. And I will show you Eileen Dover's room in just a second. Now, Harry liked to play a lot of pool. We called him in the business a pool shark. And Harry would say, "I could get all 3 of these pool balls into one pocket. If I get all 3 of these pool balls into one pocket, I get your entire week's salary." Which was roughly like $7 back then. But would you guys like to guess what pocket he chose every single time?
The middle.
The middle one? The one on the left or the right?
Left.
Left? Does anybody else think it's this one? Raise your hand.
No.
Yeah, a couple? Who thinks it's this one? Raise your hand.
Me.
All right. Who thinks it's this one? Raise your hand. All right. Who thinks it's this one? Raise your hand. All right. Who thinks it's this top left one? Raise your hand. All right, all right. And who thinks it's this top right? All right. Well, it was actually a trick question, guys, because these balls are going to end up in my pocket. I'm sorry, but I do get your money. No, I'm just kidding. I want to do that to you guys. But I have been told that Harry's ghost does possess these balls on occasion. So let's see if Harry's ghost is with some of you guys. One of his balls right in the middle. And sure enough, just like that, the balls did go in the top left. So some of you guys got to keep your money, but the rest of you guys would have been out of pocket. But as you guys can tell, Harry was a very smart man. He did build this entire house on his own with just one leg. Now, he wasn't that smart, though, because he did build this house on top of a hill. So one day when he was walking down the hill to get his groceries, he found it pretty easy. But as soon as he turned around to go all the way back up the hill, he found it exhausting. And that is, I won't fall, but that is why he made this ramp. He would have his guests walk up the ramp and back down. He'd ask if it was easier to go up or if it was easier to go down. So if y'all would like to try, go right ahead. Now just please watch your step. And some people actually think ghosts are pulling them up.
Whoa!
Did you feel ghosts pulling you up? Yeah? Hopefully the ghost will let you guys go back down. The ghost pushed you down? No? Okay, cool. All right, y'all. Try to make your way back behind the rails.
Okay, come back over here, guys. Behind the rail.
It's Mommy and
Oh, you don't want to get splinters in your butt.
Oh, yeah.
Good dog, man.
Nobody wants to pick out splinters in your butt.
Oh.
Splinters in your butt. You okay?
She didn't know. Her face is just like, what's going on?
Oh, nice jump.
Okay, my turn.
That was amazing. That was a swan dive and a trust fall at the same time.
Oh, boy, you laugh. You don't feel anything. I don't know, going down.
I felt something.
It's the ghost pulling you up, making it a lot easier.
Yeah, it does pull you. I mean, you do feel like you're. Ooh.
Careful.
Yeah.
Did anybody else want to try it?
Yeah. Leia, stop. Whoa. Leia, it's kind of dizzy and then, oh, wow. Whoa, just watching you guys is so weird.
That's why I take a picture.
Wait,
Equilibrium's all messed up.
Okay, I need to go back up and look. Okay, go ahead. Okay.
So what did you guys think? Was it easier going up or easier going down?
Easier going out.
Easier going up? Well, if you guys ever go back up the Calico Hill or back down, I just want you guys to know it is not going to be that
It's
easy.
your illusion. If you stand like this, you're fine. This way, you're like, oh my.
That's
But
why
you-
it's the mystery house.
But you said it yourself, sir. You said that if you look at the horizon, it's kind of trippy. That is because if you look at the horizon and the ramp, you'll see that they are both level.
Hold on.
So it is basically like you are standing on solid ground right now. It's just that that house looks like it's turning down and this ramp looks like it's going up, but it's basically like you're on normal ground. And now we already mentioned I leaned over, but if you guys want to go into the next room, I will show you I leaned over's room.
Yeah.
We got kid overboard. Crab walk if you guys want. Makes it easier for me
Crab walk? What's crab walk?
to go through the house. Just a little crab walk, side shuffle. You got this, I believe.
Side shuffle. Okay, side shuffle like this?
Yeah, there you go. So this was Eileen's room, and you guys probably are wondering why she didn't have that much furniture. And that is because back in the 1800s, there were no IKEAs around, believe it or not. Nah, I'm just kidding, but that was because after Harry built this entire house with just one leg, he was actually too lazy to build the furniture. But luckily enough, Eileen wasn't. She made both of these paintings, and she also made this chair. Now, Eileen also did a lot of the cleaning around the house. She did the sweeping and the dusting because the calico dust just never stops. And y'all might be wondering where she slept because there are no beds in here. Well, I have been told that Eileen liked to sleep upside down, just like a bat. But after a while, all that sleeping upside down, the blood rushed to her head. She started losing her mind a little bit. She started losing her broom. Now, I'm not sure where she'd lose her broom inside this room, but sure enough, she would. Until one day, Harry got her this magical broom, so that whenever Eileen was done sweeping, all she had to do was place it down just like so, wherever she wanted inside her house. And sure enough, just like that, it would stand up on its own. Now, keep behind the rails, please. I don't want the broom falling on you, because sometimes she lets go of it. But let's try it one more time. Hopefully Eileen's ghost will be cool with me. Because sometimes she's not. Sometimes I have to say, come on, Eileen. There she goes. Now there she goes holding it. But when she was alive, she'd either sit down in her chair or maybe she would take a nap upside down. But whenever she, but whenever she wanted to get back to sweeping, she would pick it back up and she'd get back to sweeping. And I have been told, there used to be a ladder back in the day. But whenever she was done sweeping, she'd get back to sweeping. And I have been told she actually swept Harry right off his foot. Now, they were a cheesy romantic couple. They loved each other so much that they had a couple of kids. They had a daughter named Falldover. And Falldover was just like her dad. She liked to do magic tricks. Sure enough, there's Falldover right there. And she would say, I can make these balls defy gravity. Now, we all know balls, they roll down the hill. It's pretty obvious stuff. But does anybody have a magic word today?
Yeah.
What do you guys got?
Magic experiment.
Magic expelment? What do you got?
Expecto Patronum.
Yeah.
Expecto Patronum? All right, you guys say whatever magic word you prefer on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Abracadabra.
Abracadabra? Okay. Well,
Make the wood disappear.
well, just like that with your magic, the balls would roll right up the hill. So give yourselves a round of applause for your magic, and I will follow you guys right outside. If you would like to sit or stand, whatever makes you feel more comfortable. Hopefully you guys feel more comfortable out here. Believe me, I can't stand this house. But like I said, inside they had their daughter Falled Over. They also had a son named Ben. Bend Over. And Bend Over, he liked to explore the Calico Desert. One day when he was in the middle of the desert, he actually found a water faucet. Now this water faucet was magical because there are no pipes, hoses, or anything attached to it. But as soon as he turned it on, water came out of it just like that. And I gotta tell you guys, 100 years later, yeah, exactly. 100 years later, it is still running to this day. But don't worry, guys. Every single morning it runs. My boss actually has me chase after it. And it took me a while, but I did catch it. And it's right this way, you guys. And this is my mystery shack with my magical water faucet. Yeah, go ahead and take a step closer. If anybody wants to see on that side of the shack, there are holes. Do you see that it is floating?
What is this again?
This is the magical water faucet. That ever since Harry turned it on 1800 and the 1800s, it's been running ever since. Y'all might see the wires on top. Some guys see those wires and they think that's definitely the reason the water's going down. But those wires are actually there just for decoration and to hold it up. It's actually 100% Bluetooth, believe it or not. I mean, I might, but I don't know. If you guys are feeling stumped though and you want to know how it really works, just ask me how does it work and I will tell you.
Yeah, how does it work?
It works very well. Thank you guys for asking me. Now if y'all come this way.
That small little door.
Oh, that's my house. I sleep here. But if you guys look over towards the hill, if you look about halfway up, you might see a small little cave entrance. That tiny little cave entrance up there is the Silver King mine. That is where Harry used to work. And it, yeah, and they said it was 13 stories and it was 30 miles deep, huh? Now that is a lot of hopping for a guy with one leg. Luckily enough, he did have a horse to get up there. The horse's name was Trip. Tripped over. And we actually had our own research team go up there. And while they were up there, they actually found a nest of white bats.
That's your house?
Mm-hmm. And we actually have some of those white bats at the park today, but these guys are nocturnal, so they're most likely sleeping. But they're right this way. Oh, and sure enough, they're sleeping just like Eileen would. These are my white bats. Now, they did have a baby. We decided to name the baby Ruth. These guys are from Louisville. They're part of the Slugger family. And I hope you guys all enjoyed my pitch and you guys all had a ball because personally, I thought they were a home run. You don't see all 3 of these bats?
Those are white bats. Be careful.
There's a big one right there. There's a medium one right there. And there's a little baby right there. Thank you guys for joining me on the Mystery Shack tour. I hope you had as much fun as I did. And I hope my jokes weren't too cheesy. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your afternoon at Calico. Thank you. Bye. Have a good one, you guys. Stay tilted. No problem.